Got a big mouth, can't help it. I talk from my heart, I'm real, you know what I'm saying? Whatever comes, comes. But my controversy probably. And it's not my fault. I'm trying to find my way in the world, you know, I'm trying to be somebody instead of just make money off everybody. You know what I'm saying? So I go down paths that haven't been traveled before, and I usually mess up. But I learn, you know what I'm saying? I come back stronger. You know, I'm not talking ignorant, you know what I'm saying? So I obviously put thought into what I do. I got a big mouth, can't help it. I talk from my heart, I'm real, you know what I'm saying? Whatever comes, comes. But my controversy probably. And it's not my fault. I'm trying to find my way in the world, you know, I'm trying to be somebody instead of just make money off everybody. You know what I'm saying? So I go down paths that haven't been traveled before, and I usually mess up. But I learn, you know what I'm saying? I come back stronger. You know, I'm not talking ignorant, you know what I'm saying? So I obviously put thought into what I do. Your karma, everything that you do bad comes back to you. So anything that I'm doing that's bad, I'm gonna have to suffer for it. But in my heart, I think what I'm doing is right. You know what I mean? And I think heaven is just when you sleep with a good conscience. You don't have nightmares. And hell is
What's going on, everyone? I'm so happy you decided to join me on this journey called Podcast Life. We will be discussing topics like celebrity gossip, life lesson, politics, and etc. This is a judge-free zone. Think of me as that homegirl that is so down to earth that you feel like you've been knowing for years. Remember, over here at the Boomerang Effect, the motto is never judge a book by its cover before opening it up and reading it. And remember, it's okay to agree to disagree. Just stand on what you're saying. Got it? Period. Please like, comment, share, give feedback, anything to help this podcast grow because it is a voice for the people. So, love, peace, and unity. Mwah. What's going on, everyone? It is your girl, Queen Quee, and this is the Boomerang Effect. Thank you guys for tuning in today. We will jump right on into it. Hot topics. Now, let's get into one of the mayors, Tim Boyd, had took to Facebook, or I want to say any type of social media platform, that he made a statement. And he made a statement about what is going on down here in Dallas. I want to say I think he is the mayor of Colorado City. So basically down here in Dallas, we have been dealing with horrible weather. You know, we had a snow, like the snow and stuff like that was so bad. It was below freezing. It was something that Texas was not used to at all. I mean, hey, we, sunny side up type stuff. Like we barely deal with any type of cold weather. We used to 100+ degrees in the summertime and throughout the whole year. I want to say this was the worst weather for that came along this time, because it's been years. But yeah, so please keep Texas in your prayers. We have been dealing with people that have busted pipes. We have dealt with debt, you know what I'm saying? Power outage, which is a very serious thing. Like I had said in one of my podcasts, especially when you have kids and elderly people that probably either stay by themselves or, they don't stay too far from, people that can look after them. Nursing homes, hospital, different type of things like this will definitely make you more nervous. So this has took on a lot of mental and physical pain when it came down to the American people. So in the Texas people at all, like this, it is very just to sit back and just to have to feel like, golly, like I cannot do nothing about this. Like, even if you was prepared, I think the people that call themselves trying to be prepared because they knew the weather was going to be bad, they was not expecting it to be that bad. But let's get into what the mayor had to say about this situation. Let me hear some feelings while I have a minute. No one owes you or your family anything, nor is it local government responsibility to support you during trying times like this. Sink or swim, it's your choice. The city and county, along with power providers or in other services, or any other services, owes you nothing. And baby, he put that nothing in all caps because he meant that. I'm sick and tired of people looking for a damn handout. If you don't have electricity, you step up and you come up with a game plan to keep your family warm and safe. If you have no water, you deal without and think outside of the box to survive and supply water to your family. If you are sitting at home in the cold because you have no power and are sitting there waiting for someone to come rescue you because you're lazy, is direct result of your raising. Only the strong will survive and the weak will perish. Folks, God has given us the tools to support ourselves in times like this. This is sadly a product of soliciting government where they feed people to believe that the few will work and others will become dependent for handouts. I am sorry that you have been dealing with that electricity and water, yes, but I'll be damn if I'm going to provide for anyone that is capable of doing it themselves. We have lost sight of those in need and those that take advantage of the system and mash them into one group. Bottom line, quit crying, looking for a handout, get off your ASS. Ooh, and take care of your own family. Bottom line, don't a part don't a part of problem, be a part of the solution. Ooh. So that is what he said. That is what the mayor, somebody that was basically looking, or even if he wasn't from Texas, just somebody in the leadership that was in a position, and for them to make a statement like that, I was like, are you kidding me? And and the reason why I stood up here and said that, this should make you guys, this pandemic altogether should make everyone get they behind up when it come down to voting and vote every last one of these no goods, all about they self, people that are in position and leadership. They have all showed their hands. Baby, you know what I'm saying? It ain't no fool me once. Baby, they have showed their hands. They have showed their natural behind. Now, he would have thought it. Let me let y'all know this now. Anyways, he, the update on the situation, he resigned. He didn't even have to get fired. He said, I'm leaving. Cause you know why? Cause we was finna get real Southside the realest. Home doesn't kill. No, just, but we was finna get real gangster. He didn't even want to. He's such a coward because you sit up here and you say all this stuff, and then you don't even want to sit up here and even have to deal with the backlash because you know it was coming. Because you knew it was gonna be people that was gonna come for your head. Not even on no threaten type stuff, but to the point for how dare you sit up here and try to figure out who is trying to use the system for a come up and who is sitting over here really in need. And we was meant to survive. Let me tell you this: the people that did prepare, so-called bought all the food, got this and that together, they wasn't even prepared for their electricity to be out for days, not minutes, not hours, but days. What's the point of them preparing when you sit up here and it's a monkey wrench in the doggone plan? Nobody was planning for their water to be off, them not having clean water to bathe. It's already cold and below freezing. So at the end of the day, even if they would have had heat working, if they would have had heater, they can't do nothing because the simple fact is the electricity was off. So for you to sit up here and make an ignorant statement like that or whatever, you should be ashamed of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should definitely feel sickening. Him and his wife and some more other people, you know what I'm saying, and his family member, this has affected his whole situation. And I'm glad it did, because at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, like, you better be lucky that you went ahead and resigned yourself, because we was for to bring that pressure to your head. I'm talking about oops upside your head. Boom shakalaka. So just all I have to say for the people in Texas that seen that and was either, devastated or whatever. Be mindful. Take all that frustration and anger when you go behind those, curtains and doors or whatever to cast your vote and get all they behind out of there. Greg Abbott too. Get all they behinds up out of there, because you know why? For the longest we have not been looking into the system and taking the stuff serious. But this pandemic has really showed us that our votes really do matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, start standing up and, voting for the right people to be in office, because when stuff like this happen and then, you like, oh my gosh, they're not going to help. But hey, if you look at that campaign and what they always been going for, they been standing on what they was going to do. But at the end of the day, we just didn't care because it never hit us until like it's hitting us now. So definitely keep Texas in your prayers, because yeah, clearly we got some leadership that is just as dodo hooked on phonics and out of there. Okay, please keep a prayer up for Nicki Minaj. Her dad did pass away, and it was a hit and run situation. Someone hit him. They hit him, and then that from what I'm hearing is that the man actually got out the car to see if he was okay. He was still living, and the man got nervous and got back in the car and left. So it made it a hit and run. He did turn himself in, so they have caught the person. So keep Nicki Minaj in prayer when it come down to it, because her father was hit by a hit and run car, and it's very sad because people get so fearful, which is understandable. But now you're gonna have more charges and more consequences on you because you fled the scene. So and you could have probably saved the man if you would have just tried to hurry up and stay there and condole him until I'm talking about condone. If you can just stay there and be with him until the ambulance or the police got there. So it just looks very bad, and I just hate to sit up here and someone to pass away over a hit and run. I just finished watching some safety videos. That's why I don't play. I don't play with no bad weather. I don't play when it come down to driving and texting and all that type of stuff. Like, be mindful. All it take is 5 seconds, and you can either ruin your life or you can ruin someone else's life. So, we definitely keeping her in prayers, Nicki Minaj. Okay, so it's a series. I'm talking about a series. It's a what is that came out? It was a Disney Plus show that came out, and it was a video of two. Not a video. I'm so sorry. It was a cartoon. It's on Disney Plus, and it's coming out, and it's called Out OUT, and it is with two men. You know what I'm saying? And on the cover, they are kissing. So it will be a story about a gay couple. And a lot of people are upset. I really do want to hear people's opinion of how they feel about, a gay couple being on a, cartoon catering to kids type of show. And a lot of people was upset because they were just like, I don't want my kids to see that. And, they're over sexualizing, a lot of stuff and this and that. But that is so true. I am a mother of 3 kids. And just to be honest with you, you do not know everything they're doing. I don't care how protective you think you can be when it comes down to their social media or their phones and stuff like that. Let me let you know, when your kid want to do something, they going to do it. It's some stories I can tell my mama, some stuff I did in high school and stuff like that. She would never even believe it. And I'm 3 kids and I'm grown. But I still wouldn't even tell her I got away with as much of stuff that she probably did not. Listen, my mama called me when I was pregnant. That's the only time she even found out I was being sexually active. I was popping up with a baby. She like, when? Where? How? You in the house all the time. So you definitely have to be mindful of your kids, and you have to understand that this is where the parenting skills come from. Because don't get me wrong, I do have an issue with them overly sexualizing situation. But when I was listening to another podcast, and the lady had made a good point, because she was just like, well, you guys sit up here and say y'all have a problem because they're, overly sexualizing these kids and putting, images in these kids' heads. But at the end of the day, Disney been doing it. When it came down to Snow White kissing somebody, she in the house with seven doors. Men's. I don't care if they was shorted up under her knee. She in there, it is what it is. It's up there. You got Cinderella, she had a kissing scene. You got Princess and the Frog. You have Little Mermaid. All of these people had kissing scenes. So that made a good point too. Like, is it just the simple fact of when it's gay couples, or is something gay being plastered, versus when it's something like whether it's a man or a woman? So as parents, we have to stop being so naive when it comes down to the kid mind. I know you guys have sat back and sometimes listen to you guys' kids and been like, oh my God, how did you know that? How did you figure that out? How do you even know what that means? Because you're not teaching them, or you're feeling like that they're still your little baby to the point where they're not growing. They're not asking questions. And in today's society, even back then, a lot of parents, and just even think about your situation, did your parents have the talk with you? And the talk is the sex talk. Did they have the, STDs and the sex talk and the pregnancy talk? And if you do this, did they show you how to put on a condom? Did they sit up and tell you about birth control? Did they honestly teach you anything to the point where you can be like, well, hey, I was already aware of a lot of stuff before I gave up my virginity? The answer to that in most situations is no. Some of these parents, and probably your parent too, really think that they told you just out the blue. You be like, oh yeah. It's funny when, parents be like, yeah, I had to talk with you. No, you didn't. We never had to talk. Kids out here looking at Pornhub and X-rated videos, going for what they know. Let's just be real, because you know why? A parent never steps up and acknowledge that their kid is growing up and they're curious and they can be easily persuaded. So before they are easily persuaded by the world, I'm saying, as parent, you keep on trying to brush it off and be like, well, I'll wait, because they're still kids. But today's world and this technology, when you sit up here and you putting all this stuff in these kids' face and giving them the latest iPhones and tablets and all this type of stuff, and then you sticking them in a corner, or they going off into a corner with they freaking earphones and stuff on, we don't know exactly what they're looking at, what they're getting into. This TikTok stuff, baby, you would be surprised. Them kids be flipping it. Oh, this just the video. Yeah, so with back to the movie or whatever, I do feel like that they are over sexualizing the situation. But then on the other hand, it's kind of like, okay, we're gonna say that about them over sexualizing it by putting two gay couples up, a gay couple up there. We need to have that same energy when it come down to all of that stuff. When it come down to these different type of scenes and, cussing music, because y'all sit up here and say y'all got a problem with that, but then your kids over here, quote unquote, seisty. Get it back in blood. Now, come on now. Now, you over here talking about you worried about your kid for to get turned out by watching a cartoon, but they know all the lyrics to get it back in blood. And bang, bang, you know what I'm saying? Click, clack. Baby girl, I got that gang. And all these songs are talking about killing and drug dealing, but then you worried about a Disney show showing two couples sitting over here embracing each other and loving each other. Be mindful. Keep that same energy. That's all I'm saying, though. Think about it. And you know what I'm saying? Like, if they take that down, they need to take down a lot of different type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because, not trying to be funny, I don't want to see my kids looking at that, but I don't want to see them also looking at, a man and woman kissing and they 2 or 3, 4 years old. So as a parent, we just have to sit up here and step up and let our kids know, ahead of time about the different situation. So when they are like that and they're young, they will not take that to heart. Because the first thing we do, we see two gay couples on the TV or something like that. What's the first thing we do? Some parents do. We automatically hurry up and switch the channel. So our kids already done seen it or glanced at it before we switched it too fast. So instead of us trying to explain to them, we flip it and just hope that they don't ask us no question. Now, how that work? So think about it. Definitely think about it. Okay, next subject we will be talking about. I'm sorry, you guys. Honeycomb. It's a rapper called Honeycomb. Just a lot of deaths going on. And it's a rapper called Honeycomb. I wanna say that's his name. I'm so sorry. If that's not, he's an Alabama rapper. His grandparents' home got shot up and was set on fire. So and all of this happened on live. So he did make a post and he was saying stuff like he was so like he was so sorry, I'm saying, that happened to his grandparents and stuff like that, and he will definitely, live their legacy and all that type of stuff. It was very heartbreaking to see, because I'm like, wow, like this world is really getting crazy when you have people that sit up here and go at the elderly people, put them in the situation, and basically they feel like, hey, if they can't get to you, they gonna get to the person that you love. And that's the reason why I want a lot of people to think about this stuff when you out here in these streets. I understand, I'm saying, that street life or whatever, and it's so crazy because so many young people, boys and girls, idolize these drug dealers. But do you not understand, like, these people that live a lifestyle where these killing, drug dealing, doing illegal stuff, they have to have a mindset of being solo dolo. They have to have a cold heart when it come down to this, where like their trust issues is through the roof. They don't get no sleep. They paranoid. It's a lifestyle that you do not want to live. And if people feel like you so far gone in the trenches, like if they feel like you just editor and don't nothing phase you and you cold blooded, they not even gonna come after you. Even though you the one that's doing the stealing, killing, and getting down, they're gonna try to get to the closest thing that they feel like is going to hurt you the most. And I just hate it because his grandparents had got caught up in the situation. And it was so horrible to the point where he was on live watching the whole thing happen. Like, these people went live. You see what I'm saying? Like, the people that did, they went live. And it's just crazy. It's a crazy world that we live in. Sad to say, back in the day, you can get your paper, catch a fade. You know what I'm saying? Get out there. Now, all those terminologies are, hood slang for fighting. You see what I'm saying? I'm like, Pop saying, you live to fight another day, win, lose, or draw. See, you know what I'm saying? So I come from that type of era, but now with technology and social media and everything, do everything for clout. Um, People don't live by those type of rules no more. They're like, they are scared to get beat up, or, you know what I'm saying, or basically ridiculed on camera. So they rather just go ahead and shoot it out. They rather really live their life. And which they fail to realize is that, not trying to be funny, win, lose, or draw, you earn more respect when you sit up here and, you know what I'm saying, you say it with your chest. You get out there and you stand on your strong feet, because you killing somebody and losing your life to the system. You know what I'm saying? Who really won at the end of the day? Did you really win? You know what I'm saying? You might have won the battle, but you didn't win the war, because now not only do you have to sit up here and deal with that killing and be somewhere locked up, you got to deal with people the loved ones, other person you killed. Because now they, you know what I'm saying, they can be holding some type of resentment. So it's like, come on now, like, young people, please wake up and understand that life is too short. And we used to be thinking that the old people dying quick. Nah, it's the younger generation, they dying quicker. Now, by the grace of God, we praying for that young man. We can't sit up here and say what he might do. This might start a whole nother war. It was both of his grandparents. And he said he begged. He came out and even said that he made a statement about how he begged them to move from that area, and he was trying to get them out that area. But they was older people, you know what I'm saying, they just feel like, hey, hey, when it's out, he said, that's what they said, when it was their time to go, they'll go. And they not fit to live in fear. And that's just definitely heartbreaking. I know this for him, because he probably knew the lifestyle and the jealousy and envy people probably had for him. So once he did get out of the situation and made it and became a rapper, I know he wanted to do it. Now the streets are talking. Some people say it could be a sacrifice, Illuminati, but we don't know. regardless of the fact, even if that is the case, it's still sad, you know what I'm saying, that people are willing to sacrifice and lose their life and, you know what I'm saying, put stuff in a predicament. So much prayers to him. We're going to wrap that up for Hot Topics. Thank you guys for tuning in. Love, peace. Love, peace. Please like, comment, share, comment. I have a YouTube channel up for all the people that was not able to, listen to it on the podcast. I do have a YouTube channel up, so please be on the lookout. Love you guys a lot. Thank you for tuning in. See you next time. Mwah.